This is the fun part of gardening. All the work of growing starts, and now you get to put them in the ground and watch them take off and grow. And they'll have all the vital nutrition that you need for your own health. All the minerals, because we put a lot of minerals in this soil, as you see in other videos. I'm kind of a mineral fanatic. Got to have all the good stuff in there. All right, here's the little plants that we pricked out, made a video of, and you can see what they're doing, how they're doing. They're growing along nicely. Then these here are what we're going to be putting out today, and they're past ready to go out. And they should have gone out before, but we have been having frost the last few nights. But I think we're past the frost time now.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the Organic Gardening, Homesteading and Woodworking channel. This time we got a video for you on transplanting celery. We're going to take the celery that we transplanted in the shop or up potted in the shop, and we're going to take it and transplant it in the garden. Some of the things we're going to go over in this video is creating a proper microclimate or planting your celery in the correct location in relation to other plants, ideal soil amendments, and Dad has created a, what is it, Dad?
A high nitrogen formula, because it's a leaf product that you're going to be eating, not a flower or fruit or anything like that.
So that's a custom tailored mix just for your celery. Also the application of mycorrhizae and planting methods, watering, and harvesting and storage and preservation of your harvest. Let's get to it.
Okay, let's go. Okay, we're going to put the celery right here along this drip tape here, and the reason why I'm doing it here is because this whole section right here is going to be all sweet corn, and that's on the west side of this row of celery. So it creates shade in the heat of the summer for the afternoon, and celery likes a little bit of shade. It just doesn't do well in just, you know, the hot temperatures that we have here in the triple digits. And so I plant the corn, get that up, and it makes a nice shade for this row of celery. Then we're going to throw a little bit of amendments on here, and this is basically dairy compost. It's organic dairy compost, and then I've added some kelp and some feather meal and some blood meal. So it's fairly strong on the nitrogen.
And why is that?
And there's also some bone meal in here. Gives a little phosphorus in there, and that's for the roots. The reason why we're doing high nitrogen is because we're eating leaves. The celery is just a green leaf, basically a green leaf that we're eating. It's like lettuce or cabbage. We're not making a flower. We're not growing a tomato or a cucumber or a fruit or corn or anything like that. So we just kind of concentrated on getting enough nitrogen in there to give it a good boost. And that's why we got the blood meal and the bone meal and the feather meal in there, which are all pretty good on nitrogen.
We will put a recipe on the screen now.
Okay, so we're just going to sprinkle it along either side of this drip tape. Just do it by hand. It's easy. And there's not much. This is mostly compost, and so it's not like expensive to do this. And this will carry it through this whole season. You won't need to add any more amendments for the rest of the season. And we'll just work that in with the hoe, because I don't want to take the tapes up and go through the hassle of that, to run a little tilter in there to prep the bed. So that's good enough for the amendments. So we'll just take the hoe and we just hoe it in, mix it in. I see there's a lot of cherry tomatoes from last season in here, so I'm sure we'll have a bunch of volunteers coming up that we'll have to deal with. And there's probably peppers in here too that will germinate, and we'll have volunteer peppers that we can harvest. And we'll just go down the other side. Oops, snagged the drip tape. And this is 15 mil drip tape, so it's the thickest you can get, and pretty sturdy. and it's not so easily damaged like some of the real thin stuff. That just doesn't last at all.
Now, I notice you're kind of going deep. Is there a reason?
Oh, because I don't want to work hard to dig a little hole for the celery little pony pack plugs. So there we go. Now we're ready to put some mycorrhizae on the root system and plant them. And this mycorrhizae is VAM. You've seen it in other videos of ours, and you can get it on Amazon, but soon you'll be able to hopefully buy it from us. We're almost ready to get our business up online and e-commerce going. So that's what I use. So now we'll just get one of these pony packs out here. You can see how big and nice they are. Too big. They should have been out earlier than this, but they'll be all right. So we'll just make a little divot there in the ground on one side of the tape, and you can see the nice roots. Take a little sprinkle of the mycorrhizae, put it on there, plop it in the hole, and there you go. Now this tape is right here. I'm going to uncover it so you can see. Now we're going to go over on the other side of the tape. Yeah, let's see, maybe about like so. And
about how many inches down?
Yeah, that looks like about 9 inches or so. We've got pretty rich soil, so we can put them pretty close and get by. If your soil hasn't been worked and amended like ours, you may want to space them out a little further. And so just grab another one, pop it out there, sprinkle a little. And I water these plugs before we do this, so if I don't get water, don't get water to them immediately, they won't even notice that they've been transplanted because they're nice and soaking wet. So you just go along zigzag on either side of the tape. Oops, almost forgot. Gotta get that mycorrhizae on there. This is the fun part of gardening. All the work of growing starts, and now you get to put them in the ground, watch them take off and grow. When you buy these things at the store, big box store, you find these celery plants, and they're all 3, 4, 5, 6 plants in a little tiny cell. They don't separate them because it's such a tiny seed. When they go to plant, sow the seed, they just do several seeds in a deal. Whereas you can see with these, you got a nice big individual plant there, and there's not a bunch of them all jammed together, so they'll really produce good sized stalks, just like you get, or better than what you get at the store.
Yeah, those are the ones that we transplanted.
Yeah.
In a previous video. If you haven't seen that video, you should see a link popping up on your screen, and you can go watch that video on how to, what we call prick them out of little pony packs from being multi-sown and putting them into single pony pack cells. And they have since grown in that mix that we show in that video to this size. And now we're transplanting.
They're looking really nice. And they'll have all the vital nutrition that you need for your own health. All the minerals, because we put a lot of minerals in this soil, as you see in other videos. I'm kind of a mineral fanatic. Got to have all the good stuff in there to be healthy for you.
Are you planting these in conjunction with the moon phase or not?
Yeah, these are. This is moon phase for the leaf type vegetables right now. So, and you can look at the book that we have a link to for biodynamic gardening, and that gives you the times that you plant all the different types of vegetables, crops, root crops. Yeah, ready for another pack. You can see I watered them, really getting some water in there. So I just do that just before I transplant them, so they're good and wet. They come out of the packs nice. Dirt doesn't fall apart and doesn't shock them, and they have plenty of time to sit in the ground, and you have before you get water to them. But you don't want to water them like that, before this stage. You'll have problems, have too much water. But just right before you plant them, you can water them really good.
So you're staggering them on each side of the drip?
Yeah, so that the roots aren't competing with each other. If you put them right on the same, right across from each other, like one right here and one right here, then the roots are competing in the same ground space. And here they've got, a whole area around them that they can work with. And so that's why we stagger them, give them more root area to spread out. And you don't need much mycorrhizae on there at all, just a little bit. And so it goes a long ways. And it's not going to really help if you do the moron type farming where you think more is better. It's not going to help any. Kind of try to hold the root ball over the hole that we're going to plant it in, so the extra mycorrhizae that falls off will go into the hole, so it's not just out in the middle of the garden somewhere. And there we are. That row is done.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, they're looking good. Well, that finished up the row, and I guess now we need to talk about watering. And as you can see, we just put it on either side of the drip tape. So we'll turn the drip line on and water it. You can see all my drip lines have a valve. Every line's got its own valve. You can see this little valve right here. And so we just turn that on and water that thing. That way we don't have to water the whole garden, just to water that one row. So that's why I put valves on everything, so that you can individually water when you plant, because there's no point in watering the whole garden. Then for harvesting, we just usually in the fall, before it frosts, we cut them all off, and we'll clean them up and wash them good, and then blanch them and freeze them, cut them up and freeze them. And put them in Ziploc bags, put them in the freezer, and you'll have enough celery, like we have enough for the whole year until the next crop comes in.
Great for soups?
Soups, yeah, we use a lot of celery. Casseroles, soups, everything gets celery in it. And we don't ever buy celery at the store anymore. No more of that junk food, synthetically fertilized stuff. So, yeah, I think that's pretty well wraps up the planting of the celery, and hope that is helpful for everyone.
Well, I hope you all enjoyed that quick tutorial on how to plant your celery. If you liked it, leave us a comment down in the section below. Give us a thumbs up. Subscribe, please. It really helps us make more videos for you. And also remember, Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life.